Hey guys, so here's your stuff for Monday the 4th. We are going to do 2 rounds on the warm-up. So you're going to do 20 jumping jacks. Every time we do these, always get arms all the way to the top. Oop. Can't even do a jumping jack. You're going to do 20 of those, nothing special. 15 air squats. These ones you can have your arms out like this or chest up as much as you can. So we're going to kind of warm those up. Those are kind of the easier version of the squats. And then we're going to do 10 hands on the wall squats. So it's kind of like a harder version that forces the chest up. We do these for like squat therapy sometimes. So you're going to go as close as you can facing the wall. Right? You're going to have your arms up on the wall, hands together. Right? So it's obviously it's harder to get really close to the wall. So some of you guys have a very upright squat. So you might be able to get your toes pretty close to the wall. I have to come back maybe 6 inches or something like that. Some of you guys are going to need to come back a foot. The further out I go, the more angle I'm allowed here. The closer I am, it's harder to keep the chest up. So you'll feel a big stretch in the lower back. That's a good thing. It should be loosening you up. So you're going to go 2 rounds through that warm-up. So in that second round, try to get closer to the wall. So for the strength today, some of you guys have barbells and some of you guys have other pieces of equipment. We're going to try to do overhead squats. Okay, so overhead squat is a wide grip on a barbell generally, right? And we're going to try to keep that bar over our ankles. Okay, so to get that bar up there, most of you guys don't have a rack at home, so you're going to have to get the bar over your head and on your back and set up. So most of the time when we're using a bar, we're going to clean the bar to your shoulders, then you're going to put it over your head and onto your back, and rest it there like a back squat, and that's when you're going to widen your hands up and make sure they're even and check. Usually you want to have about 6 inches above your head clearance. You're going to jump that bar overhead. Right, so there's my 6 inches. Okay, you don't do that with a bar. But then I've got the arm, I want to try to keep my armpits forward, the arm's completely locked the whole time. And the bar should show a straight line, so the bar should go straight down to my ankles, right? And when I'm squatting, that bar should still be over my ankles when I'm at the bottom. Okay, so if that bar goes like out here and out here and out here, right? And basically that line is from there. It's past my toe, it means it's going to be off balance, you're going to lose it. Okay, so 7 overhead squats is a lot. Like it's just, you're probably not going to be able to go to like what max weight or anything like that. You're just trying to keep your balance. It's enough weight to like force you to keep your balance, but not enough that you won't be able to get the bar up overhead or anything. So you're going to be doing, if you have a bar and lots of weights and you can add weight, you're going to do that. I'd say that's more for more experienced people. If you're a little bit newer to this stuff and you haven't really done classes with us before, you're going to try to do an overhead squat with, which might be also very hard, with one hand. So you're going to get a dumbbell or a kettlebell, and you're going to try. These are always a little bit harder. I find this harder than with a bar. I'm going to try to keep this arm to the sky. I'm going to use this hand for balance. And I'm going to try to get to the bottom of the squat. And what I'm also trying to do is keep that dumbbell straight up. Right? So I'm going to do 5 to 7 on the one side. I'm going to switch. I'm going to do 5 to 7 on the other side. Some of you guys have I have a harder time on this side, keeping this dumbbell in the right position. One side's a lot more flexible than the other. I'm working on it. So if you have a kettlebell, doesn't matter really how you get the kettlebell up, because you're holding that kettlebell kind of on the back of the forearm, and then, okay, so this hand is always for balance. You might have to go a little wider in your stance, but some of you guys I know flexibility-wise, it's not going to happen, right? So if that was you, and flexibility is a real tough thing for you, I would just be using this time to work on your flexibility. So I would take I wouldn't be doing these one-arm ones, I would be taking a broomstick or a hockey stick or empty bar or something light, and I would work on my overhead squats, just light, where I go in a doorway. I'm gonna put my hands inside the door, right? I'm gonna kind of have that as the rails like we do sometimes at the gym, and I'm gonna see how far I can get right down, and you'll see you're gonna get stuck. Sometimes call that the torture rack in the gym. That was something I used a lot when I was starting out, trying to get an overhead squat, was seeing how low I could get, keeping that bar sliding down the doorway. So I would just use, say, 20 minutes of overhead squat practice. Maybe do 7 struggle reps of overhead squats, then I'd rest, 7 more overhead squats, rest. Even though it's not heavy for you, if you wanted to ever get heavy one day, you're gonna have to struggle through that flexibility work. Yeah, okay, so for the WOD today, for the workout, for time, you're gonna do some running, so you're gonna have to have a mark to run to, so 50 meters, you're gonna have to measure that out. So if you're a little bit newer here, we've been doing lots of running, because it's something that everyone can do. You gotta be safe on your street, not coming in contact with anyone or going on people's property or whatever. But most people have measured out 50 meter mark, 100 meter mark, or a 200 meter mark. So a 50 meter mark would work great for this one, right? So if I can run out to a 50 meter mark and then come back to where I started, I'll do my sit-ups there, okay? So you're gonna do, so either you do 50 big paces, so like a meter would be like a long step, roughly. If you want to measure it out, tape measure, or something else, or a phone, a lot of apps can measure stuff out these days. You're going to do a 100 meter run, so 50 meters out, 50 meters back. Then you're going to do sit-ups, okay? So you're just going to do, these you're going to start out really fast and easy. It's supposed to be a really quick WOD. So you're going to do straight leg sit-ups. So some of you guys have an ab mat at home. It's like a curved mat that we use under our lower back to keep that natural curve of your spine. Some of you guys might have to roll up a towel like this, okay? So you're going to put the towel under your lower back. You're going to keep your legs straight. You're going to reach down, touch the ground with your hands. I'm going to whip my arms forward and touch my toes. Easy, right? I get to use lots of momentum. So touch, touch. Okay? It should be really fast. I want to use momentum because I'm trying to keep the heart rate up. So I'm going to rip through 5, which should take no time. I'm going to go back out for another run. Get back from that next run. I'm going to do 15. So I'm always adding 10. I'm going to do 15 sit-ups, right? Still should be pretty easy. Go for another run, heart rate's going to be up. Do 25 sit-ups when I get back. Go for another run, 35 sit-ups when I get back. And then it goes back down, okay? So follow those reps, but the idea of this one is to be, so it's a short run, means you can go pretty quickly, and then it's a pretty low numbers of sit-ups when we're allowed to use momentum like this. So it should be a pretty quick workout. Maybe not, it's still going to take some time to get it all done, but I mean, as meaning the pace that you're going, that's sort of the kind of how you're getting through the reps should be at a pretty good pace. There's not a lot of breaking involved, okay? There's nothing heavy about it, okay? So have fun with it. Go as hard as you can on those sit-ups.